Am I the only one that didn't realize how powerful a sales tool your About Me page was? Because I hear everybody talking about sales pages, you gotta optimize your landing page, you gotta do this and that, but at no point have I really ever seen people talk about the About Me page. Maybe I'm just missing something, or maybe I just misinterpreted what the goal of the About Me page was. I didn't even know that there was a goal up until doing this training the last couple of weeks. But like once I saw that, but once I knew there's an actual goal and it was a tool, part of this bigger sales process, how did I not think of that sooner? I've been going through the Night Owl Nation training with Sun Yi, which is more than a course, is it's really about the community aspect of telling stories and getting better at storytelling together. And this month in particular is 4 weeks where you're focused on building out an About Me page. And like the very first training, he broke down like, the difference between the About Me and the sales page, and immediately like opened my eyes. I cannot believe. And just for reference, he specializes in building out websites. That's what his agency is really known for. But it's been cool because it's like week by week we build out little bits, just from finding examples to understanding the structure to now we're actually starting the initial draft, then editing next week. But it's been a cool process because coming in, like, sales page, like obviously the goal there is to sell, but more particularly how he defines it is the goal there is to sell a product. The About Me page is about you, but the goal there is to answer the question like, why should people do business with you? So the sales page, why should people do business with your product? Or why should people buy your product? About Me page, why people should do business with you. It makes total sense. Like I just never thought of it that way. And then funny enough, that's actually his slogan that he'll end all of his Instagram posts with. Never thought of it that way. And wow, full circle moment. But he talks about 3 different stories that you'd be telling in these situations. So the first one, that's actually be an inventor story. Then it's the story of weakness to strength. And then also the third one would be a hero's journey. And each one of these stories has a little bit different power to it. And so it's just more or less who you're trying to connect with, what you're trying to connect with them on, what you're trying to show them, what journey are you trying to take your potential customers on is going to determine what story's going to go there. But also what resonates with you the most. So for me right now, I'm telling more of a story of weakness to strength. And some of the ideas that have been floating around is how, especially when I was younger, I would quit a lot of things. So I quit baseball, I quit football, and that was a whole story in itself. Even in first grade, I wanted to drop out of school. And my mom was just telling me about this story the other day, as I wanted to drop out of school because, in her words, I was bored. I just didn't want to be going to school anymore because it wasn't challenging me enough. And I didn't stop football because it wasn't challenging me enough, but I noticed that times throughout my life when I don't find interest in something, I don't see myself progressing, or I don't want to progress, I just want to quit. For good or for bad, that was like a weakness of mine for a long time, so I quit a lot of things that didn't stick with things long enough. But when I've realized it becoming a strength is the fact that there's very few things I actually find a lot of interest in, and so I actually get extremely obsessed with those. So I'll go in very deep, find these very niche things that I want to get into and research and try out, but then also become obsessed with all these small details from product, just from like every little aspect of the customer experience. And so when it comes to business and marketing, I feel like it serves me really well. And the goal, especially with my more personal branding side, is just I want to be sharing things and sharing that obsession and really that feeling of building momentum and becoming obsessed with that idea and kind of sharing that story and bringing value that way. So that's how I'm thinking about it so far. I still have got the very high level framework of the story done. I'll be finishing writing that this week, and then next week we'll be going into the edits, and that's really where the magic happens. So far from done, far from done on that project. Really the work's just beginning now that the writing, but like for me, it's just get that shitty first draft down and then I'll get the editing. But shout out to Sun Yi for this course because it's been a game changer.